Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Stacy. I'm a full-time wedding photographer based out of South Florida and Tennessee. And in this video, I'll be sharing with you tips on choosing the perfect time of day for your wedding ceremony. Welcome to Poirier Wedding Photography. Now, depending on your wedding venue, you may or may not have too much input in regards to what time your ceremony is to take place. Most wedding venues have set times. But regardless of whether or not you're choosing that time offered by your wedding venue, or if you have the full day at your fingertips, there are a few things you do want to consider when you are choosing the perfect time for your wedding ceremony. You want to consider the day of week. If your wedding is on a Saturday, you really have the whole day at your fingertips. So regardless if it's morning, afternoon, or evening, you don't have to worry. You just pick the best time that's available to you. Now, if your wedding's on a Sunday, those weddings are usually scheduled earlier in the day, such as mid-morning or early afternoon. And the reason for this is you got to factor in your guests most likely have to work the next day. And you don't want your guests leaving too early because you planned your wedding too late. Now, let's say you're getting married on a Friday. Those weddings are usually scheduled late afternoon or late evening to give your guests time to come back from work, get dressed, and make it to your wedding on time. Now, if you're a full-on destination wedding, meaning nobody's local and everybody's coming from all over the place, then you want to consider it like a Saturday and you really have the entire day. You also want to consider the time of year and the weather. For example, if you're getting married in December in South Florida and nighttime ceremony at 7 o'clock, your guests are gonna love that time of year. It's beautiful down here. However, if you're getting married in the Smoky Mountains in December at 7 o'clock, we're all gonna be freezing. So keep the time of year and weather in mind. Now, there is one time you do wanna definitely avoid if you're having a ceremony outdoors that is not shaded, and that is noon. The sun is very high in the sky and the lighting can be extremely harsh. However, if your ceremony is outdoors and completely shaded, you may be able to get away with a high noon ceremony. I always recommend to my couples to visit the venue at the time you plan your ceremony. This will give you good ideas regard to what the lighting will look like. If that option's not available to you, then ask your venue for some photos in regards to seeing what the ceremony looks like at that particular time, or maybe opt for a virtual tour that nowadays is pretty popular. Most importantly, when you're choosing your ceremony time, you want to pull up what time is sunset. Now, if you're not doing a first look, the general rule is you want to schedule your ceremony about 2 hours before sunset. Now, if you are doing a first look, then you want to schedule your ceremony about 1 hour before sunset. We'll save the first look pros and cons for another video. Let's take a general timeline, for example. The ceremony is at 4 o'clock, sunset's at 5:30. We're gonna base it on a typical ceremony length of 30 minutes. It's 4 o'clock, you're ready to walk down the aisle, but oh no, the ceremony's pushed a few minutes because guests are arriving late, or maybe the music isn't starting on time and there's some kind of technical difficulties going on. What will happen is your ceremony gets held off for a few minutes because they want to make sure everything's perfect for when you walk down that aisle. Now, it's 4:15, you're walking down the aisle, the ceremony goes until about 4:45, it's the recessional, you guys are walking down the aisle, guests are running to you, hugging, kissing, it's very exciting. Perfect moments for candid photos too. As a wedding photographer, I'm capturing those moments, I'm watching the lighting, I'm watching the time to make sure I have plenty of time before sunset, and I'm gauging in, do I go grab them now, do I let them enjoy more of those candids? This is pretty much what's going on in your photographer's mind. It's a lot. But there's a fine line in regards to when I step in and say, excuse me so much guys, I'm so sorry, I gotta pull the bride and groom, we're losing lighting, and usually just usher you guys off away to capture those images. So that's why we always ask to factor in at least 2 hours before sunset when you're choosing your ceremony time. So that way you guys aren't too rushed. Remember, the wedding day goes by so fast and we want to try to enjoy it and take every moment in as much as possible. If my couple's not doing a first look and I know I only have 30 minutes until sunset, I'll tell the family, hey guys, we're gonna capture your family photos at 5:30. And then I run with my bride and groom and the bridal party and try to capture as many photos as we can before we start to lose that light. Now, you may be wondering why I'm scheduling the family photos slightly later than the bridal party. If I send my bridal party cocktail hour, you can guarantee they're not coming back. They're enjoying themselves, drinking and eating and partying and having the time of their lives. At the end of the day, it's my couple's decision in regards to what time they want their ceremony. And I always recommend when you're choosing your wedding photographer, make sure that you choose someone that's experienced and knowledgeable enough and that can produce amazing images regardless of the time of day. I tell my couples we are full gear wedding photographers. So regardless of day or night, rain or shine, we have the tools we need to produce amazing images. Because it's your wedding day and you only get one shot. So if your ceremony is in November at 7 o'clock in the evening, ask to see nighttime photos so that way you can make the best decision in regards to your wedding photography. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Make sure to check out our other videos in helping you plan the perfect day for your wedding. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.